There are two things that are going to happen by the end of this vlog. Either I become obsessed with reading or I end up hating it. In today's vlog, I decided we're going to do the popular challenges in the reading book niche. It's a 24-hour reading challenge. For those of y'all that don't know, it's when you read for 24 hours straight non-stop. And I'm going to be real, this is my first time ever doing this reading challenge. And this challenge is going to be so hard for me because, like I said in other videos, I am not much of a reader, which is weird for someone that wants to be a writer, but I want to become a reader. So I am on the mission, on a journey through my YouTube channel, not only to become an aspiring author, but also to become a reader, to someone that's in love with story and love reading books and just can't stop reading. And I thought, you know what? Why not use challenges to help me become a book lover? And the rules of that challenge is from 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. the next day, I have to keep reading as much as I can. Realistically, limit social media to less than 30 minutes a day. I have to read at least 2 books, or maybe just read 300 pages in one day. And the real main thing of this challenge is to see how much can a person read in 24 hours, and can a challenge like this actually make someone fall in love with reading or resent it even more. And for the challenge, I am going to include physical books, Kindles, and audiobooks. I know there are some people that don't think audiobooks actually count as real books, but to me they do. And for this challenge, thinking about using study timers, they have 3 hours. I've seen some even 6 hours where they have 50 minutes of just working and then maybe like a 10-minute break. I made a list of all the books that I'm going to try to read for this challenge, and I'm going to be so real, I don't know if I'm going to get through all of them through this challenge, but we're going to see. I made a list of a bunch of books because I'm telling you right now, I am going to get bored or lose interest of reading the same book the entire 24 hours. For the list, I have just fall and Halloween. So one of the books I'm in the middle of reading right now, The Cafe Between Pumpkin and Pie. I started that several days ago and I want to try to get that finished up. And I have the other book I bought last year, Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice book. And I also want to read a little bit of Halloween, Dracula, the original Dracula, R.L. Stein's Halloween Party. And I want to read There's Pumpkin About You. I haven't heard much people talk about that, but I found it on Pinterest and it looked pretty interesting to me. And I also want to read Cinnamon Bun Bookstore because I read the first book in the Dream Harbor series, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and I was like, you know what, I might as well just read book 2 of it. And I know I said I was just going to do Halloween and fall books, but I bought this book months ago and I just feel like I wasted money, and I just heard really good things about this book. So the book is a self-help book and it's called The Mountain Is You. And I started reading it and I just kind of abandoned it. So I want to try to start reading it again. I feel like morning is probably a decent good time to read self-help books in the morning. So that's going to be the first book I read. This is my first time doing this challenge, and it might be a little hard and chaotic because I'm taking my dog to the groomer with my mom, and he could be a little bit rowdy in the car. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get ready to read because it's approaching 8 o'clock. You ready, Glass Half? You ready? Y'all, it's so cold out here. I regret not wearing pants. I'm wearing shorts right now. It's freezing, but I'm enjoying the cold air. It's not too cold where it's unbearable. And y'all, I'm gonna be so real, I'm not enjoying this tea. I'm being so honest. I am trying to be a tea lover, a matcha lover, but I'm struggling. I'm genuinely struggling to love this stuff. Like, give me a cup of coffee. I'm a coffee addict. I have an obsession. I don't care. I'm literally wearing a shirt that says coffee. So anyway, let me get back to reading. I only have a few more minutes before I have to go. Y'all, I'm beginning to think I chose, oh my gosh, sorry. I'm beginning to think I chose a bad day to do this. We're rushing right now to get the dog to go to the bathroom. I only got barely 3 pages into that book, which is okay. It's not really the book I'm excited to read anyway right now. I'm just trying to get my money's worth from being real. But at the same time, I wish I got a little bit more time to read it. But this video is gonna be so chaotic, guys. I'm gonna try my best to do this challenge, but I had little to no time to get further in my reading like I wanted to. So we're gonna take my dog to go to the groomer right now, and we're just gonna see how the rest of the day goes. Good boy, Theo. Good boy. Good boy. Oh boy, where do I begin when it comes to this? This morning was so chaotic, and I literally thought about deleting this video, just scrapping it, maybe refilm it later, but I'm just gonna keep going. And let me just fill you in on what happened between 8 a.m. until right now, which is almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. My dog, needless to say, not really good at riding in the car. He's not really good at settling down. We thought about getting his cage, let him sit in the cage and just relax and chill. I was going to get him one of my blankets so he could feel warm because it was a chilly morning. But my mom was like, I think he'll be okay without it. And then we didn't even bring his leash either because we thought he'd be a good boy. He usually is. But today he was very squirmy. That was a long 45-minute drive for us, let me tell you. And so eventually we got him to the groomer and we dropped them off, and we said, you know, it usually takes them about 3 to 4 hours. Sometimes one time it's longer than that. And I was like, whew. So we were like, why don't we just grab a coffee and just chill, and that way I get some reading done. So when I got into Starbucks, that's when things started to calm down. The dog was at the groomer. Me and my mom, we just decided to sit down, get some coffee. But let me tell y'all, it was in and out crowd in Starbucks today. It was almost a 20-minute wait for us, and there was so many people trying to order a coffee today, and I guess everybody's out for fall break. But anyway, I got 54 pages in, y'all, and I use a writing timer to help me because I feel like I just need a little bit of structure when it comes to doing this challenge. So in total with this 54 pages, and then with the self-help book, The Mountain, I got about 3 pages in. So the book, first story, is pretty decent. It's not worth me DNFing, but I forgot how a little bit of spicy stuff is in there. The sister in the book is kind of a weird character. So basically the girl, the main character, Hannah, and there's the other main character, Jake. They both like each other, and Jake used to date Hannah's sister. I don't want to tell too much without spoiling, but basically her sister is jealous that her single sister has a feelings or has a crush on Jake. And mind you, her sister Lauren is married. But let me give you some context. Her sister and Jake used to date back in high school, and in the book they're in their mid-30s. Jake is 35 and Hannah's 32, and I'm like, this woman Lauren, she's married with 3 kids, and it was a bad breakup. They even admitted in the book that they weren't suitable for each other. But anyway, that's all my thoughts on that so far. The story is pretty good, pretty interesting, but I want to take a break from it, y'all. I've been reading it like since this morning, and I like to change up a bit. This one, pumpkin spice and everything nice. I know y'all probably seen this book everywhere. I bought it last year, haven't touched it since, and I did put it in my other video that it was part of my fall reading list. So I'm going to give this book a read, spend a few hours doing that until the evening. Y'all, reading this book, I expect and I predict that there's gonna be a mean girl group. I don't know why. I always feel like when you watch a teen movie or read a teen book, I always expect a mean girl group. I guess I'm thinking of Disney Channel, but I'm gonna keep reading and see. Look at interaction with the character in the story, and I was like, oh, they're gonna mean girl, but nope, she wasn't. Can't you tell that I don't read a lot of teen romance books? I don't really care to read them. That's why I think there's a reason why I put this book off for so long, but so far it's pretty good. I'm midway through the second chapter of this book. So this is really weird. I don't know what the heck is going on with this vlog, but the power just went out at my house for like a minute or two, and then it came back on, and I don't know what the heck's going on. So I had the TV going, a little display like I usually do, and I had my timer going. All of a sudden it just stopped working. I'm like, what the heck? So the TV just went out. My TV's black right now, and the power just came back on. Sometimes Georgia Power acts so funny. You are so handsome, and he wants a belly rub. Oh, my cat, she just got her new toy in the Amazon mail today. My sister ordered for her, and look at it. She doesn't know what to do, whether to hit the top or the bottom. Look at her, she's obsessed. This is so embarrassing. Okay, I sat here yapping for about 10 minutes, and I thought I was recording, but the whole time I wasn't. I get a feeling like, Hannah, go check your camera. My camera wasn't even, I didn't even press record. So I don't know what's going on with me today, guys. I don't know what is going on. So let me start all over again. What I learned about doing this 24-hour challenge is that my attention span is very short, and it is physically impossible to read a book nonstop. Because when I went into this challenge, y'all, I thought, oh my gosh, every minute, every hour, every freaking second, my eyes need to be glued to a book. And I was like, this is impossible. I don't care how much you love reading at all. It's quite literally impossible, because there were some moments where my mind was just drifting to other things. My family kept coming in and trying to have a conversation with me, and it was just really hard. I changed location from me here to in there to help me. And with this book right here, I got up to almost 5 chapters, and I would have got further if my distractions were in the way. So it just proved to me that you can't possibly read nonstop for 24 hours straight. I know that's obvious, a given, but I'm just saying. But at the same time, though, it did help me stay off social media for a while. I only got on TikTok once today for a few minutes, and I want to be mad at myself for I didn't get further along in a reading today, because I wanted to get at least chapter 10 before the evening got here. And with the other book I was reading, the Between the Pumpkin Spice and Cafe book, I was hoping to maybe get to the end of the second story. And I'm getting to the point now where I want readings to be enjoyable, romanticized, and even slow. Just take my time and enjoy it. Set the mood, light a candle, put on some good music, have a nice drink, and just enjoy the moment. And I don't want to beat myself up too much, because this is my first time doing this challenge, and we're human, and we're going to tear attention away from it. So you do this challenge, give yourself some grace. I honestly doubt anyone's going to do this challenge unless you make videos on YouTube or TikTok, but so far this challenge is fun. I'm going to eat dinner right now and watch a movie. It's Friday, and we love having family movie nights, and Halloween is around the corner. I like to do 31 days to Halloween. Every day I watch a Halloween movie. I don't know what we're going to watch tonight, but I'm going to, for right now, just have dinner with my family, and then I'm going to read some more before I go to sleep tonight. My mom made waffles for dinner. We're having breakfast for dinner tonight. It's getting late in the night after 11 o'clock. I lost track of time between the movie, and I was catching up on the book I was reading earlier. Pumpkin Spice Between Everything Night. I keep getting the tongue tied. I keep getting it twisted up with the other book. Anyway, I was getting caught up on that, and I got to the 9th chapter of the book, which I'm really happy about. I want to take a bath, but at the same time, I wanted to finish reading the rest of the book. It was getting pretty good. And I couldn't find an audiobook for it. Sometimes YouTube that you can find free audiobooks on there, and I couldn't find one. I found one for the Pumpkin Spice Cafe book, but I can't find for this one. So I found an audiobook for the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, and I was like, I heard really good things about this book, but someone said though, it's like, it's not technically fallish type book, it's like summer going into fall. So I'm still gonna count it. I heard good things about it, and hopefully it lives up to the reputation. So anyway, we're gonna get some snacks, we're going to light a candle, we're gonna just have a cozy bath before we go to bed. And I think I'm just gonna end the night right there, and I'll get back with y'all in the morning. Okay, y'all, it's getting pretty late. It's after midnight right now, and with the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, I got up to the 5th chapter of the book, so I'm just going to end it right here and go to sleep because I'm getting very tired. So I will see y'all tomorrow morning, where we are getting close to the home stretch of this challenge. I was going to stay up really late for this challenge, but I could feel myself getting like really sleepy right now, so I'll catch y'all in a minute. The bed felt too good this morning, and that's why I couldn't get up out of bed this morning. Y'all, I'm gonna be so honest. I lost this challenge. So I stayed up till a little bit after midnight listening to my audiobook. And by the way, the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, I got to 5 chapters in. And I'm gonna be so real with the audiobook, I did put it on a little bit faster speed because I just wanted to get through the book and try to get it in before midnight. But midnight came, it's after midnight, and I got through a good decent amount of the book. But this morning, y'all, I said I was going to get up at 5 a.m., maybe 6 the latest. Get up a little early so I could have time to read because the challenge ends at 8 o'clock this morning. And I was like, I'm going to get up early. 5 a.m. rolled around, the alarm went off, and I was like, nah. I set it back, and I said maybe 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock came, looked at the alarm, and I went back to bed. And then I was like, maybe 6:30. 6:30 came, same thing. Turned off the alarm, went back to bed. 7 o'clock came, still in bed. And I'm going to be so honest with you guys, transparent. I did scroll TikTok. I'm sorry. I know they say it's a bad idea to start your morning scrolling on TikTok, but I did. What is wrong with me? So I said, you know what? Screw it. The challenge is forfeit. I forfeit the challenge. I did not make it, but I did get a pretty, even though I didn't make the challenge, y'all, I feel like I did a pretty decent amount of reading, and I really am proud of myself. I enjoyed reading those different books. Now for the, like I said before, the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, got to about 5 chapters in. Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice, I think I got 9 chapters into that book. The other book, The Cafe Between Pumpkin and Pie, I got about, I think it was 100 pages in. So I felt like yesterday I got a pretty decent amount of reading done. Now, disclaimer, the Cafe Between Pumpkin and Pie, I already got a head start on that before I did the challenge, so that's why I was so far in that book. But I just let y'all know that. But even though I failed the challenge, I had fun. I thought it was pretty good to just spend a lot of time just reading. I was curled up on the couch. I went and laid in my bed. I even had a cozy bath last night, just listening to the audiobook. It was very cozy moments, and I was just enjoying reading. I'm feeling myself falling back in love with reading, but I did learn one thing about myself, that my attention span, you can still be considered a reader and not spend all day reading. And also, it's okay if you read slow, or if you read multiple books at a time, or finish a whole book in an entire day. Everybody is different, and everybody approaches reading different. And I know some people, they're against audiobooks, but you know what? I love audiobooks, and I consider you a reader if you only listen to audiobooks. My sister loves audiobooks. That's the only book she reads is audio, and I consider her a reader. But anyway, with that being said, y'all, I really enjoyed this challenge. I felt like it was so fun to do. And on this channel, I really want to do more challenges. And when I finish the books, I am definitely going to do a book review on my Notion template. I made Notion template to keep up with all the books I'm going to read. I have it like in my Notion bookshelf and write a review. I'm thinking about making a template and just sharing it with you all and sometime soon. So stay tuned for that. But I think the book I'm going to stick to right now is The Cafe Between Pumpkin and Pie. But anyway, guys, if you love content like this with reading books, writing books even, and homebody lifestyle, then subscribe, because I'm telling y'all going to love this channel. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.